Welcome back to Footballology. Now we have the Washington Redskins up for their report card. When you watched the Washington Redskins last year, I didn't know what kind of team to expect. I knew there wasn't going to be a high-flying offense with Alex Smith at quarterback. I was okay with that. Then they brought in Adrian Peterson, so you're like, well, we're going to get there. Darius Guice got hurt in the preseason. That was really scary, and that was really messed up because I was excited to see what he was going to do. See, because he was a troubled player coming out of LSU and everything. So it was exciting to see if he was going to turn things around. He was looking like he was having a really promising preseason, and then he blew out his knee, and that just really sucks. That does. And then you go fast forward into the season. This defense actually carried this team a lot of the time. Even with Alex Smith being at the quarterback position, this defense was still keeping them in games. And I didn't expect that. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't expect this defense to be that clutch and be that scary. But that's exactly what this defense was. It was very clutch and extremely scary, especially in the front line. They just controlled the line of scrimmage, and that's something that a lot of teams are moving to now. And the Washington Redskins are probably one of the better teams at it. So it's obvious their best pick was Dwayne Haskins. When you look at what they did, or what they can do, with Dwayne Haskins and having this defense in place, is the Ben Roethlisberger effect. If you guys haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. So basically, you can plug in your quarterback and you can chill at that point. And you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to force your quarterback to do anything he doesn't want to do. And you don't have to force anything upon this quarterback. He's in a development stage. And the thing is he can win ball games this way and build his confidence up. And that's the biggest thing about this Ben Roethlisberger effect, is that you have a defense that's going to hold teams under 20. And, maybe some teams might get that 24 marker. But realistically, he's not going to be asked to score over, 24 points or 30 points or anything crazy like that. You can bring him along at your own pace. He can go along at his own pace. And then also Dwayne Haskins is a guy that's going to be able to push the ball down the field. And I think that's something this Washington Redskins defense or offense was missing last year. So you couple that with Adrian Peterson, then you get Darius Guice back this year too. And I think you're going to have a really deadly combination. And they have the perfect storm. It could be the early Pittsburgh Steelers, early years in Ben Roethlisberger's career when he had Jerome Bettis and Willie Parker and that Steelers defense. That these things are showing those kind of same signs with the Washington Redskins. It's just going to take a lot of growing and you just got to be patient. If you're a Washington Redskins fan, be patient with this process. I think Jay Gruden at this point bought himself at least 3 to 4 more years. If they can win this season, get to the playoffs, get to the AFC Championship, that's going to be huge, because I know Ben Roethlisberger did the same thing in his early parts of his career. That's what they're going to have to do in order to prove that this is working and all this is perfect. And that's really just comes down to injuries and things like that. But if everyone can stay healthy for the most part, because it's a long year, it's a long season, so it's no guarantees. But if everyone can stay healthy for the most part, and this defense can carry them deep into the playoffs, then you can see that this is a thing that we can build off of. We have a lot to build off at that point. A lot of your young players are still under contract, and it sucks that they lost Reuben Foster, but I can see that Dwayne Haskins could be that kind of quarterback for them. He could be that Ben Roethlisberger and a guy that can mess around and still win you 2 rings. Now, to me, the worst pick that they made was Montez Sweat. Now, when you look at Montez Sweat, I'm not sure that he's going to be able to create his own pass rush by himself. And then I thought about it. I was like, that's okay, because he's going to have one of the better fronts to play with. And then the first comparisons that came to my mind was Ray Edwards. I don't know if you guys remember him or not. But with Ray Edwards, he was playing along that Minnesota front with Jared Allen, Pat Williams, and Kevin Williams. And all he had to do was just show up, win his one-on-ones, and get a couple of sacks. And then he went off and got paid by Atlanta and pretty much got washed out at that point. So that's why I feel like Montez Sweat is going to be for you guys. If he can, at this point, you're looking at 4 years, 5 years if they pick up the option. So then you're looking at 4 or 5 years of quality pass rusher by accident. But I think when it comes time to actually pay him, I don't think he's going to be worth the money that he's going to want, because his production is going to show a whole different number. You got Jonathan Allen on that line. Ryan Kerrigan is going to be coming off the edge as well. You got a lot of pieces up front that's going to take off so much pressure on Montez Sweat to the point where all he has to do is just win his one-on-ones. And he wins his one-on-ones, he's just going to look amazing. It's crazy, but I just don't see it with the player. I understand that they needed this pick. I understand they needed this position at the outside position, but I just did not see it with Montez Sweat. I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not getting that vibe with him. But like I said, overall, I think his production is going to be there just based off of who he's running with, and not like if one of those things where if he was the only edge rusher, or at least the second option as far as being the edge rusher, he can make his own pressure. Like he can create his own pressure or manufacture his own pressure. I'm just not sure if he's going to be that guy. But I guess at the end of the day, the Washington Redskins don't care about that. He's still going to get 12 sacks because of who's on his defensive line with him. So the pick that they made it like the most was Bryce Love. Now, when you look at Bryce Love and what he's going to be able to bring to the table, it's going to be some of the similar things that Darius Geis can bring to the table. And I think that's why they went out and got him, because they just didn't know how long Geis was going to be out, if his knee's going to be ready, if he's going to be ready. I mean, there's a lot that comes back from an ACL injury. You got to go through a big mental process. And it's a good thing that he has AP on the roster, a guy that, went through the whole process in no time, came back and killed the league on like a new remanufactured knee. It was wild. But I think with Bryce Love, what you're going to get is some of those same similar things. So now you have this weird, I'm not going to say weird, but a really unorthodox, a 1-2 combination. A guy that you can still run the ball when he's in there. You can still pass the ball when he's in there. And I think that was something that the Washington Redskins haven't had. They were kind of switching out guys. I think it wasn't this past season, but I want to say the year before when they had Chris Thompson. I mean, they still got him, but when they had brought him in on certain pass sets, you knew they were going to the air. Like, they kind of phoned in their play. Like, okay, Chris Thompson in the backfield, we're running the ball. Or we're passing the ball. We're bringing this running back, we're running the ball. And so then it's like, okay, well, I know what you're going to do just based off that and because of your percentages of what you do when this personnel is on the field. Now you bring in a guy like Bryce Love, you bring in a guy like Darius Geis. They can do some of the same similar things. Oh, wow, that was a tongue twister. Some of the same similar things. And so they can both run the ball, they can both catch, and it's going to be really dangerous. And then on top of that, if Bryce Love, like his biggest knock, if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a beast. And that was the one thing that, killed him pretty much through college was his health. And the dude was a top 3 finalist in a Heisman. Like, that stuff just doesn't go away. Like, he just doesn't lose that kind of talent or that kind of ability. I'm excited for Bryce Love and what he's going to bring to the table. And I'm excited for the Washington Redskins this year just because of what they have. So with all that being said, the Washington Redskins deserve this A. They earned this A. And even with the Montez Sweat pick, I feel like this was still an A. Now think about it real quick, Redskins fans. Take out Montez Sweat. DeAndre Baker were still on the board. So then you guys go get DeAndre Baker. I know you got Quentin Dunbar there, and I know you got Josh Norman. But you guys go get DeAndre Baker. Now Quentin Dunbar is still playing at his level. You got Josh Norman. You could say now Josh Norman is almost expendable in a way. You can say, Josh, we can kind of do something with you. Or you can keep him. But that would just add so much more, I don't know, craziness to that secondary. Like, that secondary would just be that much more dangerous. And then you can go into the later parts of the draft and add a pass rusher there, because I feel like getting pass rusher in a later round is a thing as well. So, I mean, that's why I didn't like the Montez Sweat play. I just don't think he's going to be that good. I really just don't see it. So that's why I kind of like the only knock on this draft was the Montez Sweat. Other than that, this is a perfect draft. They addressed every need that they did. Everything that killed them last year, they went out and they did some way, in some fashion, addressed it. Even with the Reuben Foster pickup, I know this is a side note, but even with the Reuben Foster pickup, that made them that much dangerous. Sucks that he blew his knee out. But with all that coupled together, like, the Washington Redskins are setting themselves up for some Super Bowl wins, like some Super Bowl pushes. They're going to really contend in the NFC, and they're going to be one of the dangerous teams that line up every Sunday. You don't want to see them come Sunday. And then when it comes in the playoffs, I think they're going to be even more scary, especially Dwayne Haskins can develop into the quarterback he needs to be. That's all I have for you Redskin fans. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, go on and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share with your friends. And if you're not a footballologist yet, go on and subscribe to the YouTube channel so they become a footballologist. I appreciate you guys, and stay safe.